All right, so here we go, number 7. Now this is your vertex form to standard form or standard form to vertex form. And now I showed you how to do this now last time. So I'm going to refresh your memory. Now some of you were having trouble with plotting the points. Remember, to plot a point, we need to know that this is x and this is y. Now x stands for run and y stands for jump. Most of you forgot this, and so I'm just re-emphasizing this. So run and jump. So here we go. So we have 2 and 5, which is our vertex. We have 3 and 4, which is another point. Now, we need to get the 3 points to be able to put in stat edit and get our answers, okay? So let's go ahead and look at the graph, all right? So let's go ahead and plot our points. Remember the first point was 2 and 5. So to be able to plot that, whoops, what did I do? All right, no, sorry about that. Number 7, where's the number 7? There it is, okay. Now, to be able to plot 2 and 5, we have to first run, like I mentioned earlier. We have to run 2, so 1, 2, then jump up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's positive, so there is our point. And now this is our vertex. Something special about the vertex, that it has an axis of symmetry. So an axis of symmetry goes through this vertex right here, okay? So I'm going to put it right now. So now, the other point was 3 and 4. So we're going to run 3 and jump 4. They're both positive. So when I graph it, I'm going to go to the positive side. So 1, positive 2, positive 3. And we're going to jump up 4, up positive 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So right about there, okay? Now that's my other point. Now to be able to get my third and final point, remember, how far is this point from my axis symmetry? If I count, it's 1 unit. As you can see, 1 unit, right? So it's 1 unit to the right. So to be able to get the other point, I have to do the opposite. So I'm going to do 1 unit to the left. This is my other point. Now I just need to get the coordinates of that other point. So to be able to get the coordinates, I have to count how many times do I run. So I run 1, positive 1. So 1 time, and I jump up 1, 2, 3, 4, up 4. So 1, 4 is our point. 1, 4. Now, it's not that hard. You just have to remember that run, then jump. Okay, now, we found our other point. So our other point was 1 and 4. Now we can put it in our calculator, okay? So we're going to get our calculator out. And if you want to go ahead and clear the memory, go ahead and do that. That's better because sometimes the Windows does mess up. All right, so let me put it in there. All right, so I cleared the memory. So I'm going to put in my 3 points. I'm going to go to Stat right here. So Stat, I'm going to go to Edit. And I'm going to put my 3 points, which is 2 and 5. So 2, enter, then go to the other side and put a 5. And then I'm going to put 3, enter, then put a 4. And the last one, 1, enter, and 4, the one I found. Okay. Now, I need 3 points to be able to put in quadratic regression. All right? If I don't have those 3 points, I am unable to put in quadratic regression. It's going to give me an error. I have to have 3 points. Now, once I have the 3 points, I'm going to go back here to Stat. And then I'm going to go to the right to Calc. And I'm going to see which one says quadratic regression. The one that says quadratic regression is 5. So I'm going to go down to 5 and hit enter 2 times. So 1, 2. Now it gives me my A, B, and C. All I have to do is write that in standard form. This is standard form. So I'm going to write y equals, and it gives you for A, it gives you -1. So we're going to put -1x squared. And for B, it gives you 4. So we're going to put 4x. Plus 4x, and last is C, which is 1. So we're going to put plus 1. And that is my standard form. Now remember, in this calculator, it also gives you your A. That's what we needed for the vertex as well. So I want you to put A equals to -1, and we already found it. It was right here. Okay. Now, A is -1. We also have the vertex. Remember, underneath the vertex, I want you to write HK. So this is your H, that is your K. So we found A, we found H equals to 2, and K equals to 5. So you do not have to memorize this vertex form. It's in the front of your paper. It's y equals to A parentheses x minus H close parentheses squared plus K. So that is your vertex form. I always write it underneath. And I'm going to substitute or plug in the A, the H, and the K. And that will be my final step. So y equals to, instead of an A, we're going to put -1. And put x minus, instead of an H, we're going to put 2. Then squared plus, instead of a K, we're going to put 5. And that is it. We're done. Okay? That's it. All right. Now let's go ahead and do the other one. All right, so the next one is number 8. Okay, I want you to go ahead and try it, see if you can get the third point, and go ahead and put in stat edit and find it. Now, go ahead and pause the video, please, and go ahead and attempt it on your own. All right, attempt it on your own. This is how you study math. All right, so here, once you have attempted it, go ahead and play it. All right, so let's go ahead and start, and let's get the points. So we have vertex is -2 and -3. We know that is HK as well. So I'm just going to label it HK. And the other point that we get is 0 and -1. That was given here. Okay, now we need the third point to be able to put in stat edit. So, whoops, I'm going to go back to my graph. Now I'm going to plot my point. Now the points was -2 and -3. So remember, you run -2, so -2, so -1, -2, then going down 3, so -1, -2, -3, right about here. So this was my vertex. So remember, the vertex has an axis of symmetry that goes through it. This is my axis of symmetry, and then I need my other point. So my other point was 0, -1. Okay, so run 0, so we stay here, but we go down 1, right about here. So that's my other point. Now I need to find the third point. So the third point, how I find it is I look at my axis of symmetry and I look how far is it apart from this point. So this one is 1, 2 units to the right. So to be able to get the other point, I have to go 1, 2 units to the left. And that is my third point. I just need the coordinates for that. So the coordinates are, let's see, -1, -2, -3, -4. So -4 down -1. That is my coordinates. Okay? So that is the point I need to put over here. So -4 and -1. I got my third point. We have our 3 points. Now, as you can see, why do I have to get the 3 points? I have to get the 3 points because in order to draw the parabola, it has to have 3 points to be able to do that U shape. That's why we need the 3 points. Okay? Now, I have my 3 points. I can put in stat edit, so I'm going to take my calculator. Now it looks kind of funky here, so let's see if I can visualize it here. All right. So then I'm going to get my calculator, go ahead and turn it on, and I'm going to go to stat edit. Now, if I have something in there, just hit the delete key, or you can clear the memory and just reset the calculator. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my points. I mean, I can put this one first, this one, this one. It doesn't matter which one you put, as long as you put it with the order pair. So for example, if I wanted to put the vertex first, I would put -2, enter, then put -3. Okay, they go together. Now the other one, let's put this one, -4, enter, and then -1. Enter, and the last one, which is 0, and -1. There, I have my 3 points. Once I have my 3 points, I can go back to stat. I'm going to go to calc, and I'm going to go to quadratic regression because it's a parabola. Parabola is a quadratic. And that's how we find it. And hit enter, enter 2 times, and that's what we get. All right, so we're going to write our standard form. Look, it even gives you your standard form here. Man, what more do you want? All right, so here, easy as cake. So write y equals, And we can put 0.5x squared, or we can put 1/2 if you want to change it to 1/2, whatever whatever floats your boat. Now, next one is plus 2x, so b was 2, and then c was -1. And that is our vertex form. Now remember, in the calculator, they do give you a. A was 0.5, so I'm going to write over here, a equals to 0.5. Now we found a, we need h and k. We already found h and k, it was right here. H, K, the vertex. It's always the vertex, the h and k. So I'm going to write the form, the vertex form underneath, and you don't have to memorize it. You have it in front of your white paper. But this is the vertex form, a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. All right, so all we need to do is just go ahead and change the a, the h, and the k, substitute it, and that will be your final answer. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute, so y equals 2. Now my a was 0.5, so I'm going to put 0.5. Then I'm going to put parentheses x minus, and my h was -2, so I'm going to put -2 in here. Then squared, and then we have plus k, so I can put plus k, but there's a plus here, and instead of a k, we're going to put -3. Okay? So that's what we have. Now, I want you to look right here. It looks kind of funky, this right here. 2 negatives will make you a big old positive right there. Okay? Now, if we have a positive and a negative, the negative wins all the time, so we can erase that positive right here. Okay? We can erase that positive. The negative will win. All right? Okay, and that's our vertex form. We're finished. All right, go ahead and try your best. What I want you to do is I want you to do 9 through 14. 9 through 14. All right, do your best. I hope this video helped you out. So 9 through 14. Remember, you can work in groups. That's perfectly fine. Some of you can do 13, 14. The others can switch it up. Remember, you need your 3 points to be able to find this. All right, 3 points. I already showed you how to find them. If you want to reset the video and pay closer attention, go ahead and do that. All right, try your best. I'll see you on Tuesday. All right, it has to be completed. Remember, has to be completed. You're gonna turn it in today. All right, turn it in today and make sure you put your name. All right, see you on Tuesday.